this is Tammy from tammysrecipes.com, and I wanted to show you how I braid my 6-strand loaf of challah. This is a sweet bread that's traditionally made on Friday evenings, and it's really delicious with butter or even just a little salt sprinkled on it. It is so good, and it's traditionally braided, and I learned how to do a 6-strand braid a number of years ago, and that is my favorite braid to do because this is the only bread that I do in a 6-strand braid, so it makes it kind of special, and it's fun to do, and it looks beautiful. So I'm going to show you how I do that. Alright, Yehoshua, point the camera down so that you can see the bread. Now the dough, a lot of times, at first it is really elastic. When I first started trying to make these into long strands, they kept shrinking up and were only like this long. So if your dough is really elastic, that's a good thing. But to work with it, you need to sort of stretch it out and then let it set for a few minutes, maybe 5 minutes, and then it will be a little more relaxed. And now my dough is allowing me to stretch it into nice long strands.
I saw that one before the 6. Go back together a little bit.
Can you please stop interrupting?
Okay.
Thank you. So now I'm able to stretch these out, and it makes it a lot easier to work with if they are not constantly trying to squish down. So alright, Yehoshua is taking my video for me, and it looks good, Yehoshua. So here is how you start the loaf. To do a 6-strand braid, you want to take your 6 strands, and to make these strands evenly, I take my dough and I cut it in half, and then I take each half and divide it into thirds. And that usually makes a pretty even amount of dough in each piece. I don't actually weigh it out, but if you have a little kitchen scale, you could weigh your dough also. Because you just don't want one of the pieces to be super thick and then, to run out on another piece. So I'm going to connect these at the top real good and sort of divide them in half here, 3 and 3. And then I'm going to cross these over. And then to get started, I'm just going to take turns bringing the strand down and replacing it with one from the outside. So I'll start with this one. I'm going to bring it down, and then I'm going to replace it like that. And then I'm going to bring, wait a minute, did I do that wrong? I think I did that wrong. Let me start again here. Okay, so I'm going to start with this one down, and then replace it. And then this one down, and then replace it. I don't think it matters how you start. And then that one down and replace it. This one down. And basically I'm just going to keep bringing it down and then stretching up.
Mom, it already looks like some kind of half piece of a challah.
Yes. Just bring this one down, replace it. So I'm just taking turns from this side and up, and then from that side and up. Gets a little bit tricky at the end here. You just sort of have to
tie it or something like that.
It looks like I'm tying it, huh? So then when you braid it all, then I just sort of push it up together. And so it almost looks like I have 2 braids, a braid down here and then a braid on top.
Man, it looks so good that I want to eat it right now.
This is my second loaf that I did earlier, and you can kind of see the braid on bottom, the braid on top. It looks better than the one I just did for the video, but that's how it goes, huh? So, let me show from the top view. This is what they look like from the top. You can see it looks sort of like a braid stacked up on top of another braid.
I'm pretty much done.
Okay, thank you. And then when you bake them, of course, you let them rise and bake them, and they'll get really big and beautiful. Before baking, you can brush with egg and then sprinkle with some sesame seeds or poppy seeds to make them look pretty, and it gives it a different flavor. Or you can just brush with egg, or you can just butter the top and bake it. And it makes a soft, sweet, fluffy bread that's traditionally enjoyed on Friday evenings for Arab Shabbat. And it is one of our favorite breads. So there you have it. That is how I braid the challah, and it makes a beautiful loaf. And it's not hard to learn how to do the braid, and it sort of gives a
a special sense of satisfaction to create something so beautiful in the kitchen. So anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you have a great week.